All right, Ott. I'm first, before you even start your stories about your first car.
Okay.
I'm just going to say it was a 78 Chevy Chevette.
You're guessing that. You're shooting with that, huh?
Yeah, I'm shooting with that.
Okay.
It was a 4-door, too.
4-door. Okay.
4-speed.
4-speed in the floor?
Yes.
Okay.
8-track.
Ooh, 8-track, yeah.
Am I way off?
I don't know. Did they have an 8-track still in 78?
Yes.
Or was it cassette already?
It was 8-track.
Okay. Because, I mean, mine was customized. It had a full customized. No, I'm just kidding. It was not a Chevette. The fact or fish story is not going to be a Chevette.
All right.
So you'll have to determine.
All right.
You'll have to determine which one it was. So.
Well, you got 2 cards you're going to tell me. I got to pick it out. I got to pick out which one's a fact and which one's a fish story.
That's your job.
You mix it up,
Yep.
throw it out there. Give me your first one.
Okay, you know, I mean, I started tournament fishing when I was 9 years old. That was the first, first tournament that I ever fished.
Right over here.
On Cherokee Lake.
That's right.
The very first one I ever fished was on Cherokee Lake out of the dam. Sure was. English Choice Tournament. But I've been a tournament fisherman my whole life. So, knowing that, would I have had a truck as my first vehicle, or would I have had a car? Okay, that's what you're going to have to. You're going to have to determine that here.
Okay.
Okay. So, here's what I'm going to tell you. My first vehicle was a '81 Pontiac Trans Am. It had a turbo, quadrajet carburetor, automatic transmission. T-tops, white, big gold bird on the hood. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I could see you even skinnier than you are now.
Oh yes, I'd blow away in the wind.
But I bet you had a mullet.
I had no hair.
Oh, you was,
I didn't have no hair, but I didn't have much hair.
Oh, okay, you were short.
Dad always ran a tight ship. There was not going to be long hair.
No long hair at all.
Nope.
Well, that kind of messes up my.
Yeah. But so this car.
What kind of music did you have in it? What kind of, was it 8-track?
It was standard. So I mean, that was the cool thing with this car. It was all original. Okay.
Like the push button stereo thingy? Do you even remember?
I honestly can't remember. I think it had a cassette player, but I honestly can't remember. It had AM, FM radio.
Okay.
But
you put 6x9 Craco speakers in the back window.
It was stock. It was all stock in this car. Right. So that, I mean, that was a car, but dude, it was such a cool looking car. It only had like 25,000 original miles. Bought it from a neighbor. He never drove it, obviously, as it only had 20,000 miles, but it was an '81 model. Sharp, dude. It garage kept. I mean, almost smelt new steel when I got it. I was 16, so I'd have been like, I was born in '85, so you could add that up here in a minute.
So Burt Reynolds would have been proud to drive this car.
He would have been pretty proud of it. See, his I think was a '78 or '9 with the big block with the shaker hood. So like I mentioned, this was a smaller, I think it was actually a V6, but with a turbo, but with a carburetor.
Right.
You want to talk about a mess. That thing would not run. Now, it had almost no miles in it, but it had set so much, stuff just breaking down. So when Jenny and I would go on a date in this car, I'd have to, as I was easing up to a red light, it's automatic, I'd have to bump it into neutral, whoom, whoom, whoom,
to keep it going.
To keep it going, because it would do 2 things. It would go wide open or it would die. So I'd, whoom, 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 I'd bump it into drive and go, whoa! That was, or
I can just see Jenny's hair.
Yeah, with the T-tops out, because that was how we drove it most of the time. So that was
This is almost as good as Mark Rowe's story. We're getting there.
Yeah,
I'll tell you more about Mark's story later.
All right,
okay.
But and it had the big leather things. Have you ever drove a T-top?
Oh yeah.
I figured it had the big leather cases in the back.
Oh yeah.
So you'd put those in. It was a really, really cool car. So was that it, or being a bass fisherman? Why wouldn't I have had a truck?
I don't know, but your dad always had one.
He always had trucks. Yeah. Right? I mean, and that's what you're going to need to pull a boat. You ain't going to pull that Trans Am, it won't hardly run.
That's true.
Right.
Not with that carburetor.
No, not with a carburetor turbo. So an '88 Chevy Silverado was something I always loved. Now, I did like a manual. That car wasn't, because it was just what the neighbor had.
Yeah.
4-speed on the floor, '88 Chevy Silverado with a 350 in it. Now, since I had the chance, I wanted to customize this truck. I had a bumper in it. I had an amp. I had some big speakers in it. It's made by 10s, a subwoofer, and an amp in the back. Open bed. I didn't have any kind of a cap or not even a flat cover or nothing on the bed of the truck. Yep. I did have 33 1250s on it, like a 3-inch lift kit, I believe was what was on there. I didn't want it too high because I had to drive a lot and pulling a boat. You didn't want it sky high, but just up there a little bit. Gray. I've always liked gray vehicles. That car, was white, but I've always liked gray vehicles. But yeah, that was my truck, and I loved the old boxy
Yeah.
looking Silverado.
Yeah.
And I'd always wanted one since before, way before I could drive.
I had an '88 Chevy Cheyenne. I couldn't afford the Silverado used model.
Yeah, this one was used. Yeah, obviously.
I partied a lot too, and mine had the plastic or the vinyl floor.
Oh yeah,
The Cheyennes, and I just would hose it out.
Yep.
Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings,
Right.
or Monday if it had been a good weekend.
Right.
Just
Depending on when it was. Yeah.
Had little rocker panels, lights I put underneath it.
Yeah.
You could glow down.
Yeah. I'd say on mine, I had the wheel well lights.
Oh.
Yeah, where you could
uptown.
flip that on, and it was red. You could put some glow under the tires. So that's what when I'd go cruising in Gatlinburg or something.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So here's how they cruise nowadays. They do it like this.
It is how they cruise.
That's cruising nowadays. Ain't it?
I know. What a waste.
Yep.
What a waste.
But
Look
I
at all
guess
the fun.
They have to. Gas is $4 a gallon.
That's true. And they ain't going to get a job.
No.
Yeah.
No. So they cruise on the phone.
Now you're sidetracking me.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Which one do you think? Which was the first vehicle, Watson? You shooting with the Trans Am or the Silverado?
Well, what color was the Trans Am again?
It was white, a big gold bird on the hood. The Silverado was gray. About the color of the shirt.
Well, I'm gonna go with the Trans Am being a fact, and the pickup truck being a fish story. Because unless you had a custom paint job, Chevrolet did not make a gray truck back then.
So you don't think I could have had it painted?
No, you're broke as a joke, just like me at that age.
The 81 Trans Am was me, baby.
Yeah! Yes! I knew it!
Yeah.
Oh, I can just see it! Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can just see you and Jenny out on a date, and you're sliding your hand off there, touching her knee, like, oh baby, and I
was trying to put it in the neutral. Whoa!
Yeah, whoa!
It did. That carburetor, we had that thing worked on, and nobody could ever get it right. Between the Quadrajet and that stupid turbo, nobody could make sense of it.
You got to get a picture of you and Mark Rose together with
our cars. Yeah.
This would be
cool.
the most epic picture ever.
It would be. It really would.
And I'm sure you guys had GT on them.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we
Even
did.
back in the day.
Yeah, way back in the day.
All right, I got him. I got Ott again.
got it.
Yes. Factor Fish story.
Way to go, buddy.
Another great. The storytelling part. You're good at this.
You like that?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I'm going to take some of yours. And how you come up with some of this stuff was, but you hung yourself with the gray.
I did.
You did. Chevy didn't make it a great truck.
I should have said I had it custom painted.
You should have. But
Or
or
at
you
least
could
that
have
would've
just
made
said white or red. Mine was red.
So every vehicle, or every vehicle, the two trucks I have, and everything we've almost always had is gray.
Yeah.
Like I've always had gray vehicles.
Just like your GT hoodie you're wearing right now.
That's right. Yep.
Got him.
Good job, Watson.
Thanks, Ott. So, since we're here at your house,
It's
time to go get some crankbaits.
Let's do it. We've got some.
All right, I appreciate it, Ott. Now it's some OG time. Ott's garage. We're headed over. I see it. It's right over there.
It's right over there.
I'm going to go sniff around.
Let's do it.
All right, buddy. Join us for another episode of Factor Fish Story on TeamGTFishing.com.